Rugga Muffin, it's MXO.
Mnigelo.
Back with you again. We're really, really excited to start talking about the squad. I'm very, very optimistic with what I saw on the weekend. And then this morning they gave us the squad, and the squad looks fire.
Yeah, the squad looks fire. I'm not sure. Let me start with me. I don't know how much we can take away from this weekend outside of Siya Kolisi is fit, match fit. Beyond that, I'm not sold that there's a lot that we can glean from this weekend's match.
What I'm very happy about, I'm not concerned about the scoreline, the discipline. The guys had enough discipline to defend, even though it was easy going. They held on. I think it was one try only. So for me, those are things that matter. For each game going forward, they should be an area they dominate. So we can't talk about the scrum. The scrum was too dominant, So the next thing is for them, even though it's easy going on the field, for them to have the discipline enough to stop the tries. That's what I'm excited about.
Can we really learn a lot, though? I mean, it was a Welsh team that made, 13 changes? I don't know if anyone on that team from Saturday is going to start a World Cup match. So I'm really not sure that... outside of Siya being fit, for me, there's very little to take away from that match. The scoreline was flattering, yes. It's great for confidence, yes. But that's where it ends for me.
Yeah. For me, even if we were 10, we beat them by 10 points. If it was 0, I would have been as impressed. For me, it's the 0 that matters. For us to have the discipline in an open game and still stick to some structures, for me, was important. Because often when we play a subpar team, we tend to lose our heads. We lack focus. As opposed to when we're playing in New Zealand, that's when we pitch. Often we trip up in the smaller games, the games that people expect us to win. We end up tripping up. So I'm glad they have the discipline, and they're starting to think like a team that's about to play the World Cup.
Look, let's break it down a little bit more. Forward pack. Ox, I think, had a decent game when he came on. Bonambi, gave us what he can give us. Siya obviously had a good game in the first half, although that first half for me was sketchy for the team. But I think Siya came through it and he shone through.
Here's another thing I'm happy about, but we can't read too much from this game. Like you said, Creel seemed to be running hard. He seemed very hungry for work. And those mistakes he makes, there were not as many mistakes made. He was quite clean, So I enjoyed seeing him gain confidence.
I'll tell you this. I'm happy that they try and Kenan Moody at center. I've got no faith in Jesse Creel. If you put him up against a good team,
that's my concern.
I think that man will come apart.
Yeah, that's also my concern. But I do enjoy that he's building confidence. I enjoyed that he's letting go of the ball. He passes the ball, but like you said, the defense is not as tightly packed as it would be with an Australia or an All Black team.
And then, if we look at the other games that were on this weekend, England, again, came apart.
Please, let's talk about the kicking from Libok.
Yeah.
We can't just move on from that one. I heard post-match analysis from other guys on another podcast saying they don't understand the selection of 4 scrum halves. What was that all about? You had raised it?
I raised this last time.
So let's talk about that. And we have 2 fly halves, right? But they say Pollard is there. He's going to be fine by the time we start the World Cup. But Libok, guys, come on. Let's talk about the kicking.
Look, here's my take on Libok. Outside of Andre Pollard, he's the best we've got in the country currently.
There's no argument.
There's no one else that can stand in. We had the fellow from the Lions who went to Japan who was busy there in Mpumalanga, who's no more in the picture. There's Damian Willemse.
We have the Duplessis also.
Chief. Have you seen them play?
I have seen him play for his overseas team, Sales Sharks.
When? When last did you see him play?
It's been a while, but you know, like I trust the judgment of the coaching staff. There's a reason why they chose 4 scrum halves. I think they're making a space for Andre Pollard.
Look, here's my thing, ne? I think the deadline for the squads, the final squads, is later this month.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. September, isn't it?
Or whenever, but it's not now.
It's not now, yeah.
So picking 4 squads for the World Cup for me is, I think it might be a little rassy play.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
But my feeling is that Andre Pollard, come the World Cup, is going to be in France.
Yes, no, for sure. And also that leaves me with nerves because Andre Pollard, like I said last week, is a confidence player. And if he just goes in, he's one of those guys that builds onto performance. So I'm hoping they're doing a lot of therapy with his injury and mentally as well. They are adjusting him to the fact that he's not going to have a ton of games to get up to speed. But as far as the kicking goes, we hopefully will have a solution, which is Andre Pollard by then.
You're still ignoring the question. Can you rate Limbok out of 10? And then we move on to what Mni was suggesting to the other game.
Here's my take on Limbok. Limbok got the backline going. And, I mean, the kicking wasn't great. The kicking for poles, even the out-of-hand kicking wasn't so good. But he got the backline going. And that's a big plus for me.
And then also, if we consider a quality team like the All Blacks, he didn't do badly against the All Blacks. Himself, he didn't play badly against the All Blacks.
But in a crucial match, knockout stages,
we're gonna
like
need
the
a kicker.
finals,
We're gonna need
where
a kicker.
it depends on the kickers. Okay, we're lucky. Okay, we're not lucky, but we had a very good squad for the 2019 where we won with a couple of tries, right, in the final. But chances are it won't be like that if we meet maybe New Zealand in the final or in the semi-final or France. It will probably be a kicking game.
Yeah, you're taking it far when you say the final. Chief, we need to get through Ireland and Scotland.
We need to be awake for that Scottish team.
In the group stages.
We need to be awake for
So you make a point. We need a kicker. We need a dependable kicker. I mean, short of what I've already said, Limbok gets the backline going. Kicking, I think we'll figure it out.
Give him a score.
Yeah,
Don't stand on the line.
Score out of 10.
I'll rate him a 7. A solid 7.
I'll give him a 6.5. Yeah, not bad. We were close there.
I'll give him a 5.5 because I think he got his last 3 kicks in, but the first 4, something like that, he got. He missed them.
Yeah.
Okay, another.
Spoken.
the other match, you were raising something.
I was excited about not the English match so much. In fact, even that one, I wasn't looking at England. I was looking at Ireland. They didn't pitch there. I don't know if I can read too much into it.
They didn't pitch.
They didn't pitch in that game.
Yeah.
They didn't pitch in that game. That English team, the English team that was beaten by the Wales team we just beat.
Okay.
So what you're trying to say is that English team is decent then?
Decent how?
It's good then.
No, Chief. I think Ireland played a solid match of rugby. They were tight. I think they leaked 1 try towards the end.
Yeah.
What more do you want?
But that score, man, for number 1 team, imagine if they played against New Zealand.
I think the big takeaway for me, for England, is another red card for the same sin. These guys like shoulder charging people's heads, and I think they're going to limp into the World Cup.
Yeah.
Vunipola is now out, as far as I'm concerned.
For sure. But personally, I saw a few things we could exploit with Ireland, them being in our group. And then also...
What are those?
I think up front we will do a little bit better than we've done in the past against them.
Okay.
I think there we can put a lot of pressure. And when you look at our backline team, yes, they've got a phenomenal winger. Their winger's phenomenal. They're number 14. But outside of that, I think man for man, the guys at the back can stack up to what Ireland has to give. And up front, I think we've got the team that can handle them up front.
Let's remind each other, Ireland's got the Southern Hemisphere teams worked out the past 3 seasons now. So let's let's not sniffle at what they're coming.
No,
with.
not at all. But I'm cautiously optimistic.
Okay.
I'm not. You know the way I feel about New Zealand. I don't feel like that about Ireland. If I had to choose who I'm facing on a day, I would choose Ireland over
New
Zealand. Yeah.
Sure.
And I look forward to this weekend's match, South Africa versus New Zealand. How are the squads? Should we read through them? Are we just going to talk off the top of our head? Nia, I know you've got them now. You've got on your side.
Okay, we can speak to it.
And
I think for me, I've said already, my big excitement, I've got two exciting things that are going on this weekend in the Springbok team. One, Damian Willems is starting at fullback, Villi's on the bench.
Yeah.
I support that fully.
Yeah.
Supported this side too.
The second one for me is Kenan Moody starting at outside center in Jesse Krill's place.
Yes. Also, I'm extremely excited about that. The young man is physically imposing. I think he's got the physique to play that role. I just hope they've given him enough time to be able to not sabotage him. I wouldn't want him to be sabotaged. And there's many ways to sabotage him. He could play and he loses confidence. You know, I don't want him to lose confidence. He's doing so well in the role they've given him. I hope they've put him on the blocks to win. I don't want them to mess with his confidence.
Look, the man I hear played center. He played number 13 in high school and he did well. But I think for me, I'm curious to see how he faces up if the All Blacks start Rico Ioane at second center.
Hence, I'm saying what I'm saying.
That's going to be interesting.
Hence what I'm saying.
But I mean, if he comes through that, then we've got a world beater in that boy. And my worry then becomes, do we do what we do with all these talented players we've had in the past? I mean, the list goes back. Brent Russell, you know. They say he can play any of the numbers in the back line, and then you never see him 2 seasons down the line. So like you, I hope that they figure it out quickly.
Yeah.
He's young enough. He's 20.
Yes.
But I would love to see what he does against Rico Ioane if the All Blacks start with Rico Ioane at 13.
I hope they don't place too much emphasis on this selection. They must appreciate that they're picking him out of out of the position he normally plays. I hope they can do him that favor.
And I think for the All Blacks, there's maybe a few guys coming back from injury. David Havili, I think, is back in the big squad from injury. So it's going to be interesting to see how he comes through his fitness levels.
And I'm excited to see also how our forwards are stacking up. I'm hoping they'll be in a place where they are starting to take some dominance. And because for us, that's really our ace. The backlines are only going to excel because the forwards have done exceptional work, you know. That's where we have the most experience and the most muscle, the most talent. The guys at the back are very talented, but we lack a few caps.
Could the winner of this weekend's game be the winner of the World Cup 2023?
Possibly.
It's not far-fetched.
Possibly.
It's not far-fetched. You got 2 world beaters in the All Blacks and South Africa. Yeah, look, it's... We hope one of them will win the World Cup.
Yeah.
For the sake of Southern Hemisphere rugby.
Yeah. Iron sharpens iron. And we watched Fiji playing France. With France, I give them credit. They really have immense talent there. But they're also that the temperament of being emotional. You know, this team has proved that it's kind of losing that tag. But those games are a bit patchy. The games I've seen now are a bit patchy.
You know, I started off saying France at home are going to be hard to beat. Hey, I've seen 3 matches now. And France is not convincing me. I'm losing confidence every week.
I wouldn't bet my life on that game. On France. I wouldn't absolutely bet my life. On any day, they can tear any team apart.
Look, here's my take. I think if they can get a doctor from the Pacific Islanders to come and sort out Damak, they stand a good chance.
Are we willing to risk it and call it for this weekend between the All Blacks and the Springboks? And then we move over to athletics.
Sure.
I know Mni wanted us to spend the whole 30 minutes speaking about rugby.
I'm
but we have
easy.
to speak about the world champs
No.
in Budapest.
I think for me, the Springboks pip it by 4 points.
I think the Springboks will lose it by 3 points.
Mni, is that your heart speaking or your analysis talking?
It's not my heart. I think the All Blacks are still trying to figure some things out. And I don't think they're going to put out the best team for the full 80.
Is this the best squad we could have chosen, though?
By far.
I'm thinking Siya maybe should have come in the last 20 minutes. He played well in the first 40.
I think it's
In the
better as a
past,
starter.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it's better as a
You
starter.
agree?
Yeah, and the concept of the bomb squad is to add energy. And Mko is right. I think Siya starting gives the guys on the bench, a bit more punch.
And something to aim towards.
That's it.
Because imagine if Siya had to come in and we were chasing. He's not that guy.
We called it with Akani. But I think our call was a bit disrespectful.
No,
We need to apologize for that one. We said Mdala is old. But I think, I don't know what got him because he's been on that level for what, 8 years, you said earlier. He's been there since 2016.
And his time was good as well. The qualifying time he hit, I think it was 9.88.
But that doesn't mean anything.
You know,
but it was decent, you're right.
The
pace
was
is there.
Yeah.
No, I'll be quick to say I mean I was very quick with the stick on Akani, guys.
Both of us.
Look, the man he showed good form in the heats, and I think nerves maybe, but I don't know.
But with so much
Do you
experience,
still get nervous
though, at
after
that level.
all this time.
But
at
remember,
the top?
Linford Christie was also taken out. I think he was in the final though. Akani was in the
So
semi.
what you saying, Chief?
Usain Bolt, in one of the, was it the last Olympics or the one before that?
The previous one.
Yeah,
And
Usain Bolt. So it happens.
Yeah, nerves are a trait of champions. Champions are always nervous.
No, but I mean Akani's demise, I think, can help us maybe shine the spotlight on the fellow from Botswana.
Please let's get his name right. Let's not just label him a fellow. Let's respect the man. First African to get a medal in the 100 meters at that level. There was Frankie Fredericks. He got it in the 200 in the Olympics in 96. He's got a lot of probably world championship medals too, Frankie Fredericks. He's an African legend. But Ulitsile Tebogo,
Tebogo.
schoolboy T, that's what they call him.
Trinidad and Tobago.
Man, I missed to see it live.
No,
And
that
Lee
fellow
sent a message.
is fast.
Yeah,
I mean, I saw the race.
Yeah.
Just like it.
I'm excited to see what he's going to do in the future. I think we have a Frankie Fredericks point 2 here.
But I think even Noah, I mean, it wasn't a walk for him.
No. But Noah plays a lot of those psychological games with his bravado and his American
It was
macho
not a
talk.
cakewalk.
He
Machismo,
knows. He
yeah.
knows. And I think he's playing a lot of psychological games. If you watch the press conference, he doesn't even mention Litsile Tobogo's name. He would mention Hughes. I think they've got a friendship going on there. But I think he's playing psychological games.
No, that boy is
already.
coming for him.
He is.
He's coming for him.
At 20, there's only so much more that's going to come out of there.
So we look forward to the 200. We look forward to the women's 100, which we should have already seen the semi-finals now. We don't know who will make it. But my predictions for the 100, I'll take this out if the semi-finals prove me wrong. Shericka Jackson from Jamaica. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price, never count her out. She's 36, 37, but man, she can bring it any day. And then
Switches
there's
it on. That young American.
Sharika Richards.
Yeah,
Richardson,
Yeah,
yes.
Richardson. There's Talu, our African pride and our African hope, who's been at the world stage at that level for the longest time. But I don't think she has.
Who has not lost a race this year.
Yes, Talu has been performing. If Talu can get there,
Yeah.
because Omanyala was hoping for a medal there, but
I'd love to see Talu medaling.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's quick enough to take the whole race,
Yeah.
but I'd love to see her medaling.
Yeah.
Wade is looking strong, but there's that guy from the Bahamas who's been dominating. He looks a bit soft. What's his name? Stephen Gardner.
I didn't see Gardner race, but I saw Wade.
Hey, you must never call a competitor soft.
No, Wade is looking. He's looking sharper than he did last season. And credit to him and his rehab team.
Yeah, wonderful news. My takeaway here sounds like the women's race, 100 meters, is going to be more exciting than the men's was. It sounds like there's more competition there.
That's why we need to stop the show now.
Yeah, I need to see this.
Prepare for the fight. Because the semis are probably over already.
Yeah.
But we can. I don't know what you guys want to talk about. Let's check.
Look, let's get the subscribers, Chief. Tell them.
Yes.
They must share, they must subscribe, they must like. Please, guys, you took us to exponential growth last week.
Yeah.
Do the same, man.
Yeah, keep pushing us. We are extremely grateful that you guys are sitting and you're watching the content. Just take the extra step and subscribe, please.
Oh, and the other thing you should probably do also, just comment. Let us know what's working for you, what's not, so we can make the change up.
Yeah.
Here are some of the things we are experimenting or we're going to experiment with. We are going to do a live watch. I don't know what they call it, but there'll be the match playing in the background. We can't show visuals. And we'll probably have commentary from our panel of experts, me and MXO. Or we could go to a live event where there are people watching and just get the people's comments. Don't know what you guys think, as in the hosts and the people watching and listening.
It's summer. Let's get out there.
Hit the streets.
Yeah.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's for the streets.
It's for the culture. Like, subscribe, share.
Please.